Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Hacks for All, and today we're going to be looking at the 64-bit Tonic that was just released by the Tonic team. So it's a very anticipated thing, an update. I just got the update right now, and we're going to jump right into the game without spending any more time. I have a first look, and here we have a vending machine, and we're actually going to get the Tonic enabled right now. So let's do that. Here we go. And ooh, so this is nice, she says. That's a popular choice. And this is how the game currently looks. So this is a first look exclusive. It looks pretty nice. It does give it a little feel. You know, it kind of changes the shaders around. It's pretty much what I was expecting, but it's nice to see it in use and functioning. Very cool, very cool. We're gonna move around here. We're gonna explore the lair and go back actually to the main area of the game. Pretty much at the Batship Crazy. We're gonna see how things look over there because I have a feeling that, especially starting from home, if you know what I mean, things can probably look pretty nice. So we're gonna leave this enabled and we're gonna go back. So here we have our little exclusive view at this. We're gonna go right back to the other place. So let's go. So for what we can see right now, it's pretty much like a filter that's being applied to the rendering screen itself. For example, here we don't see any type of changes, so that's fine, or else we wouldn't be able to properly read, I guess. So yeah, everything seems to be working properly. I saw transparency being handled properly. Obviously, they gonna get rid of all the bugs, but I'm glad to see it working properly. This is pretty cool. I'm actually looking at the Twitter, and they have a lot of stuff currently going right now. So nice. It's nice to see this. All right, so we're back at the lair. In 64-bit version. Ooh. You know, it does give it an older feel. So probably, I guess the main thing, you know, people that weren't very satisfied when they saw the trailer, it was probably the trailer was a bit too fast. I think some scenes just went on so fast, so we actually couldn't tell what was going on. So probably, you know, a lot of people weren't even sure how it was gonna end up looking. So, but now that I see it for myself, it's actually pretty good. So, I don't really have anything to say regarding this. I think it looks pretty good, like I said. We're gonna move, like I said, back to the other areas. For what I see here, it's looking pretty nice. So yeah, so it's a good move that the text has not been how can we call it, underperformed. It's good because if the text would have looked, you know, like 64, that wouldn't be good because the text has always been a little bit hard to read on the Nintendo when it comes into like smaller size screens. But here, you know, they opted not to modify the text, which is, I think, a pretty good option, avoiding that. So the text is all crisp and clear, HD, as you might expect, but it's actually the game that's looking 64-bit. So I think that's a pretty good move on Tonic's part. And yeah, so the update, like I said, came out around 2 hours ago, and it's pretty nice to see that. As soon as they said it, I looked at my Steam account, everything was ready to update. I just clicked, the game updated easily, and then I just ran the game and look. So now we're in the lair. It really looks, and okay, this part was on the trailer, I remember this part. The water too. Look at the water. The water is just a line. Look at the water. Yeah, I don't know why my swimming's like this. Okay. Yeah, the water is just a line pretty much. If I go like under here, we can see how the water just like a blue line at the top, and pretty much being underwater doesn't really affect anything. So, what was the exit? Okay. So, like I said, I'm trying to go back to the batship crazy. We're back at the library. We were pretty far actually. So this is the archive. There's water there. You see that? That's actually water. It's looking pretty nice. And Yooka and Laylee are looking great too. They do have that kind of like pixelated thing on the sides, you know? Like for the CRT effect. It is pretty nice. By the way, I don't know, I'm just gonna say that, but you know, a lot of people used to play the Nintendo 64 on a TV screen. So the thing now is that we're also playing this game on a monitor, and we're probably much closer than what we used to play video games before. Most of us, obviously some people probably always played like close to their screens, but you know, most people usually played at a certain distance. I'm sure parents would be like, don't get too close to the TV, you're gonna go blind, stuff like that. So we're kind of used to getting that distance from the TV. So being closer now, we can actually see the CRT effect a bit. So those kind of things are to keep in mind when using the 64-bit. So we don't have to be too harsh on it. I made a review, which actually is one of my most popular videos on my channel, and I received a lot of comments thinking that I was actually criticizing or bashing on the 64-bit Tonic update. I wasn't bashing on it, I was just comparing it to Banjo-Kazooie. The link is actually in the description, but that was not my goal, by the way. I did make a comparison, and yes, I did have my comments, obviously. Shipwreck Creek, here we are. But yeah, so I did have my comments and all, but I mean, it wasn't in a bad nature. I wasn't trying to like make it look bad or anything. I'm usually trying to be transparent, and I just shared my thoughts on it. I never said it was bad or anything like that, and from what I see now, it looks pretty good. Like I said, I think the trailer was just a little bit too short, you know, so we didn't really know what to expect. We saw a couple of scenes. So here we are back at the home place. And yeah, it does feel a bit more I want to say banjo-y, but I know they weren't necessarily aiming for banjo, but it does look more banjo-y, I'm gonna say. If that's even a thing I can say. Oh, wait, there's enemies here? Really? What? I don't remember having enemies here. Huh. What I don't understand is the 1 GB update. The update was around 1 GB, so I'm assuming there's something else that was added to the game. I just don't know what. So there's more enemies here. We're gonna look at this cannon. Probably there's something new here. Alright, so it's not this. Because I did see there was like a 1 GB update, so there's probably something else that was added to the game. I just don't know what. I'm very curious to find out though. Unless the 1 GB update was the 64-bit Tonic, but I don't know why it would be so big unless some textures were actually touched and modified, you know. HD textures can easily go to up to 1 GB, so it's possible. But it's possible that there might be something else inside the update for us, and having that update now is if we have that update, Playtonic can actually just announce something that we already have in our computers and we don't even know. Well, not necessarily computer, I mean even our consoles. This update's coming out for consoles as well, so it's pretty interesting to see. I'm trying to be clear here so everyone can see. It's a first look, so I'm trying to be clear just to have like a panoramic view of everything. This is how it looks. So yeah, so the shaders pretty much they changed the way the lighting affects the characters. That's what I'm seeing mostly. Okay. Yeah. So it's looking pretty good. I wouldn't criticize it as much as other people have been criticizing. But honestly, I was already planning on restarting the game, so I'm gonna be restarting the game and streaming it on my channel. But for now, I think it's pretty good results. I don't know why it took so long. Maybe they had to patch out some stuff. Maybe they had to get rid of our bugs. You know how it is. But honestly, I think it's looking pretty good. I'm glad to say that they did deliver. Obviously, Playtonic did deliver, and I think it gives it a pretty good effect. What is this? A pretty good effect overall. Yeah. So we have Yooka-Laylee here. They're looking fantastic. I like how it gives it like I don't know if it's just my eyes, but I feel it gives it like a bit more contrast. So everything looks like better, and also it looks flatter, you know, like how it used to look before. Not bad at all. We're gonna compare here right now. Hey, go away. I'm gonna compare here right now by disabling it and walking around and just having a look. So this is how it usually looks. Very modern, very HD, very you know that kind of reflective surfaces you get in like modern day engines like Unity, even Unreal. I'm not talking necessarily about the rendering itself, but I'm talking about those types of reflection, you know? It's kind of reflections that you get in all games nowadays, like Mortal Kombat, lots of games like Far Cry, or a lot of games now you get just a lot of reflection like this because they're all using the same engine. But if we enable now the Tonic, we go back and we enable the Go Retro Tonic, and we look around, you see that reflection is gone. And honestly, I don't really like that reflection. It doesn't look bad, but to be honest, like I said, too many new games all have that reflection, so I think it looks pretty good. That was a little first look at the 64-bit Tonic. I will be making a more in-depth video later, but I hope all of you that are looking try to see the update. I know the trailer was announced by Playtonic for this, so there's actually a video that you can watch at their channel at Playtonic on YouTube. And yeah, also make sure to follow Playtonic on Twitter. They have a lot of updates and everything that's happening over there. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it here. You guys saw this in Hacks for All. There's a lot of videos going around. I hope you enjoy this one. Anyways, take care, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.